Johnnie Walker for Dummies, a beginner's guide to Johnnie Walker. Stay tuned, we're going from this end to that end. Hey everyone, welcome to Scotch for Dummies. 4 guys on a Scotch journey to help you with your next Scotch purchase. Tonight's video, we're going to talk about our Brand for Dummies series, where we've already done Macallan and Glenmorangie. You can check those out up there. But in this particular video, we're going to get into Johnnie Walker. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Johnnie Walker. I don't see how you couldn't have heard of them. They're one of the most iconic brands in Scotch. So a quick brief history of Johnnie Walker and when it started and what it is. Johnnie Walker is not a distillery. Johnnie Walker Company is a blender. They started back in 1820-ish when John Walker's father died, and they had to sell the farm, and they took the proceeds from the family farm and they invested in a grocery store. And back then in the early 1800s, whiskey, spirits, alcohol was sold in grocery stores by the grocery store owner. And they might be making it, you know. So Johnnie Walker had this idea to start blending some whiskeys and putting it on his shelf. And you'll notice his marketing is true today because all the labels on Johnnie Walker go at an angle. That was his idea, to make it stand out on his shelves. So that's where Johnnie Walker started. They don't distill, they're a blender. Now that means they can blend malt and grain whiskeys, and you'll find that in just about all of these. There are a few exclusives that, you know, are exceptions to that, and we'll get into those. But that's who Johnnie Walker is, and today they're one of the most iconic names in all of Scotch. Alright, so let's break into Johnnie Walker way at their entry level, the red. I'm going to talk about these 4 bottles here because you see these on the shelf all the time. They're readily available and they're affordable, so they're extremely popular. Starting with the entry level, we've got this Johnnie Walker Red. Johnnie Walker Red's 40% ABV. It's a non-age statement, so there's no age statement on it, and it's $20-$25. It's about as basic Johnnie Walker as you can get. There's a little bit of smoke in it, which you find smoke throughout the entire Johnnie Walker range, but down on this end of the spectrum, usually it's a little heavier, and we'll see that as we walk through these. But Johnnie Walker Red, it's where it all starts. Been around for a long time. Johnnie Walker claims it is the best-selling whiskey globally in the world. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's their claim on their website, so I guess we'll give that to them. All right, we're going to move on to Johnnie Walker Black. Johnnie Walker Black is the first bottle in the Johnnie Walker series that actually has an age statement. It's 12 years old, which means that all the different whiskeys in this blend are at least 12 years old. And Johnnie Walker is known for using a multitude of whiskeys in particular labels. I mean, we get up here into some of these bottles, they have 30, 40 different whiskeys that are blended into what you're getting there. The Johnnie Walker Black is 40% ABV, just like the red. It's $30-$35 USD. It's everywhere. It's a staple. It's honestly been a staple on my bar for many years because it's easy drinking. It's got the right level of smoke that I want, and I actually enjoy it more than the red. All right, now we're going to move into the Double Black, and things start to get a little bit shaky here, so stay with me. Double Black is a non-age statement, so it doesn't have an age statement like the Single Black, if we'll call it that. And what makes it different, what makes it stand out from the black, is that it's more smoky. Johnnie Walker wanted to make something a little more intense. So what they did was they heavily charred the barrels before they finished the whiskey and before they bottled it. So it's got a lot more smoky, and it's a little heavier. It is $45 to $60, somewhere in that range USD. I've noticed that it kind of fluctuates here and there. It actually started as a limited release and was only in travel retail, and it sold so well, Johnnie Walker has now added it to the core lineup. So that's where it is. All right, now we're really going to get into something that starts changing it up. I put this Johnnie Walker Green, Island Green bottle in place of Johnnie Walker Green because I didn't have a bottle of it. So this one actually belongs down here. But for this discussion, I wanted to leave it here to remind me what I wanted to say about Johnnie Walker Green. Johnnie Walker Green actually is a 15-year-old Scotch, so it actually has an age statement, which means everything in it's at least 15 years old. But what makes Johnnie Walker Green different than the first 3 that we've talked about is it is a blended malt. There is no grain whiskey in it, so it is completely and utterly different than these 3. Has a completely different flavor profile. Actually very popular for that, and a lot of people really love it for that. Johnnie Walker Green is 43% ABV as well, so it's a little bit hotter than these. A little bit pricier, $65-ish USD. Now the back history that I gotta tell you about is Johnnie Walker Green actually was discontinued for a while. They discontinued it in the United States, and then something happened in the last couple of years. Johnnie Walker decided to reintroduce it and try it, and so now it's back, and it's on all the shelves in the United States. There's a lot of controversy on whether it's the same liquid in there, same recipe or not, but I couldn't tell the difference. I just know that Johnnie Walker Green is back, and that's a good thing because it's a blended malt, and that makes it different from these three. All right, now we're going to move on to a whole nother section. I divided it up right here because we're just going to talk about this whole confusion of gold, platinum, 18s, what's what, why did they do this? I can't tell you why Johnnie Walker did it, but I can tell you what they did. For the longest time, this was the 18-year-old in the Johnnie Walker lineup. It's called the Johnnie Walker 18 Centenary Gold Blend. This one was discontinued. It's a great bottle. It's gone. You can still find it out there from time to time, and if you do, I would probably pick it up because it's discontinued. The price is climbing. The last check I saw was somewhere around 150 plus and moving up. Now, what happened a couple years ago, we'll say, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, somewhere around the neighborhood, Johnnie Walker discontinued this. Why did they do it? If I had to guess, it was because they were probably running out of the ingredients they used in this recipe, but I'm not sure. So when they discontinued this, they decided to create a gold, and they called it Gold Reserve, and that's where we are with this guy. So this guy comes on the shelves, and they realized they had a hole in their lineup of 18, so they created this Platinum 18 to replace this 18. Are you following me? I know it gets a little tricky here. I'm going to get tongue-tied, I'm sure. So in the meantime, that goes by well and all is good. They decided last year to come out with a new 18. And I think they did it because they wanted to reserve that gold back with the 18. This is a non-age statement. So technically, these two bottles are the same liquid. The Platinum 18 and the Gold Ultimate 18 are the same. Platinum is just being discontinued. That name, that brand is being washed away, and this is what you will find on the shelves. So let's get into the difference between the prices and what's actually in the bottle. The price point on all these, actually it's kind of odd that the non-age statement is as high priced and close to this one as it is. But this Gold Reserve is actually $65 to $75 when you can just get the 18 Ultimate Gold, I guess you would call it, which replaced the Platinum, remember, for like $85, $90. If you still find the Platinum on the shelf, it's going to be about $100. That's the last time I saw it, but I haven't seen it actually on the shelf in a while. So I think they're finally weaning them off. And as I mentioned earlier, this Centenary blend, it used to go for $100. I think the last bottle or three I bought when they were going away were somewhere around 110, 120. But the prices are climbing because they're disappearing. So really, it's confusing when you look at it all, but things are starting to disappear anyway, and it's really just going to be these two that are left standing. You've got the non-age statement Gold Reserve and the 18 Gold Ultimate, and you've got a $65 to $75 price point and an $85 price point. All right, now we get to talk about the pinnacle, the big daddy, what's at the top of the pillar for most people globally. Anyway, Johnnie Walker Blue. This is really the flagship of the Johnnie Walker lineup. The price point ranges a little bit. It's pretty consistently around $250, $225. But I know if you're patient and in the right time of year, you usually can get it on a holiday sale for maybe as low as $150. It's a 40% ABV. It is very light and very delicate. And for that reason, I think it gets underappreciated by people who really like Scotch because we're looking for big, bold flavors. This is a really delicate whiskey. And if you're looking for big boldness, you're going to be disappointed. But Johnnie Walker claims that only 1 in 10,000 casks is good enough to go in this bottle. Now remember that Johnnie Walker actually has 10 million casks of whiskey laid down in their storage, so maybe that number's accurate. It sounds a little high to me, but nevertheless, we got to give it to Johnnie Walker. This bottle is probably the most famous of the Johnnie Walker lineup. I know it carries a prestigious, element to it, and people are always wanting to try it. It is a nectar that a lot of people look for, but it's the high price point usually keeps people from being able to do it. I think we're very fortunate to have a bottle, and I hope someday you're able to taste it. All right, so let's get into this. Less popular. It's popular for marketing, but it's not quite as solid as the Johnnie Walker lineup down here. And this particular bottle right here, this is a sherry finish, and it's part of Johnnie Walker's Blenders Batch Series. The blenders batches go for about $30 USD. They have the sherry finish one, and the two that they're touting on their website right now are actually called Triple Grain American Oak, which is actually a 10-year. It actually has an age statement on it. And the other one is Wine Cask. Now, this one actually says Sherry Cask, so I have to assume those are actually different. But these are trying to get into specific caskings, and I'm not sure if I believe in all that hype and what really makes it different than these. They're definitely not going to carry the smoke moniker that you would see down here on this end, but they're unique and they're actually pretty affordable for $30, and especially if you're looking at one that's actually got a 10-year age statement. So that's kind of neat. When we move to this next one, I had to have this bottle because this is called Jane Walker. Johnnie Walker, Jane Walker. There is nothing special about the liquid. It is exactly the same as the 12-year-old black. But Johnnie Walker decided to do a special bottling for Women's Month to celebrate women and women in whiskey. And it's a really cool bottle because they actually changed their actual walking man to a walking lady. She's got the top hat. It's really cool. To me, this is a little bit of a collector's item. It's exactly the same ABV. Price point is, it was a little bit more than Johnnie Walker Black. I can't even tell you what the, yeah, $30 to $35 is what I saw it for recently. And it's still out there. It's a neat thing to have if you're a Johnnie Walker fanboy like myself, and that's why I've got it. And you'll notice it's unopened. Moving on to the next one. This is another cool Johnnie Walker bottle. This is the Blade Runner's Director's Cut. Johnnie Walker came out with this when the Blade Runner 2049 movie came out because back in the original Blade Runner they actually poured a Johnnie Walker Black. And it's a pretty popular thing. So Johnnie Walker decided to do a special bottling of Johnnie Walker Black for the movie Blade Runner 2049. What's really cool about this bottle though is it's actually 49% ABV as opposed to the 40% that's in this. So it is this bottle at a higher ABV. I've yet to open and taste it, but I'm super stoked and excited about it. This bottle actually goes for anywhere between $100 and $200. I think I paid $99 for it, but I've also seen it online as high as $200. But it is still out there, so if you're a collector and you like these kind of nifty things, I'm sure you've already got a bottle of that. The same goes with these last three. They've been really popular due to the Game of Thrones series that has now come to a conclusion. They're really not expensive bottles, but they are very specific. We've got the White Walker, which if you know what the White Walkers are from the Game of Thrones, that's pretty cool. And supposedly you put this bottle in a freezer and it changes, some letters turn out in blue on this when it gets cold. And Johnnie Walker actually suggests that you drink it cold over ice. And they changed the Walking Man to be a Walking White Walker, which was kind of cool. But at the end of the day, I did not find the Scotch enjoyable. But for the price point of, I think you can get it for $20 to $25 now. You'll see an unopened bottle on my bar just because it's really cool and it's pretty cheap and affordable. These last two Game of Thrones just came out very recently. We have Song of Ice and we have Song of Fire. These are definitely different whiskeys. Their flavor profiles are different. I actually enjoyed both of them way more than this. They celebrate the Song of Ice and they celebrate the Song of Fire from the Game of Thrones. The price point on these guys are $40-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think maybe $35 to $50, I would say, if I really wanted to be safe. But that covers some of the special marketing ones that Johnnie Walker has put out. So the last few that are actually fall into this limited section that I don't have here because I couldn't afford these bottles, they are available. I have seen them out there and touched them. They're the Johnnie Walker Blue Year of the Pig, which is a special bottling of Johnnie Walker Blue to celebrate the Chinese year, the Year of the Pig. And then there are two bottles that are out there right now, part of the Johnnie Walker Ghost and Rare. So it's Johnnie Walker Blue Ghost and Rare Brora and Johnnie Walker Blue Ghost and Rare Port Ellen. These are special bottlings of Johnnie Walker Blue that contain some ghost whiskeys, what they're calling. Whiskeys that they acquired from distilleries that are now closed down and long gone. So these blends of Johnnie Walker Blue are very special because they contain that old ghost whiskey that's no longer being made. Price points on those are anywhere from $3 to $4.50 depending on where you are and which particular bottle you're talking about. The Year of the Pig bottle that I mentioned is about $2.25, $2.50, so it's much closer to the regular price point of the Johnnie Walker Blue. But that pretty much rounds out the limited edition section of Johnnie Walker. All right, one last section that Johnnie Walker has on their website that they talk about, and I don't have the bottles in front of me, are the exclusive blends. We've got some very special ones. There's the XR21, there's the King George V, there's the Odyssey, and then there's the John Walker. These four are very exclusive. They were made specific for one particular reason or another, and their price points are going to get in $500 to $2,000, maybe north of that. I don't want to spend too much time on it because they're really hard. You don't see them around, and then when you do, you're going to drop that kind of coin on a bottle. I have not tasted any of them. They are out there. I'm a Johnnie Walker fanboy. I would probably try to at least get a dram at a bar if I could afford it. But I wanted you to know that that section is out there on their website, and those whiskeys are there. I just don't know much about them because I don't run into them that much, and they're not as popular because of their price points. One last honorable mention that I wanted to make. Johnnie Walker's got a brand new series that just hit here in 2019. It started in July in travel retail for 3 months, and it's supposed to be hitting the shelves as we speak. I haven't seen it yet, but it's called the Johnnie Walker Black Label Origin Series. And basically it consists of 4 different bottles of black, but unique black that is only made from whiskeys from a specific Scotch region, like Speyside, Highlands, Islands, and Lowlands. So I'll be on the lookout for those 4 bottles because I'm very curious to see what Johnnie Walker does with Scotch from just one region to put their little Johnnie Walker twist on it. But I wanted to mention it because those are out there. I don't have a price point on them because I haven't seen them yet. But you may have seen them in travel retail. Just keep an eye on your shelves in your local liquor store, and hopefully you see them soon. All right, so that's Johnnie Walker, a beginner's guide for dummies. Starting from here, going way past here, talking all things Johnnie Walker. I'm sure I missed a few things. I didn't want to get too deep into details on some things, but I wanted to give you some general basic information about what separates these and who Johnnie Walker is as a company and what they're doing and what their products are. If you've got information to share that I didn't cover that you think is important, man, hit it down in the comments. We'd love to hear it, and it's all about sharing that information anyway. If you haven't hit that subscribe button or given me a thumbs up and a like, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps our channel out. We appreciate you, and we go live every Thursday night. I'm sure we'll see you there. Cheers.